Hi, this is going to be a conversation about the Neo-English Translation Book 3, okay? Some of the grammar and the tricky words that are inside of here, okay? So it starts with 118. The only thing I'm going to say with 118 is a very simple thing. There should be a comma here. I'll try my best not to say it, comma, but I'm worried because the I is a new subject, okay? So you're starting a new clause. So it should be it, comma. There's a few spelling mistakes and grammar mistakes in here. Small, easy one to start with. Okay, number 119. Tom was on the side of the road and noticed a most unusual funeral procession. You can change this "and" to when he noticed. Okay, when he noticed. So at that time. So he was on the side of the road and then he noticed the unusual thing. Okay, so there's a time progression with this "and." Okay. And this is from Tom Sawyer. I think I said that in the other video. Okay, number 121. 121. There's a weird grammar thing here. It's a really long sentence with the ors. If a person is considering marriage to escape from problems at home, or because a girl is pregnant, or to prove a point, he or she is starting out on very shaky ground. Okay. So these ors here, they're presenting possible situations, okay? Maybe they want to leave home. Maybe the girl's pregnant. Maybe she doesn't want to leave home, but she's pregnant and she should get married and stuff like that. Or they want to prove a point, like I'm old enough. I'm an adult. I'm going to get married. This kind of thing. So these are three different situations. So like if someone asks me, Daryl, what are you going to pack for your vacation? And it says, then I'll say, it depends where I go. I'll pack a swimsuit or my skis or my maps. It depends where you go. If you're going to go to Hawaii, swimsuit. If you're going to go skiing, maybe Colorado, then you're going to bring your skis, or stuff like that. If you're going to go to London, maybe you want to bring some maps and stuff like that. So here, there's going to be like or. Okay? It makes for a harder sentence for sure, okay? But these are different possibilities. Now here, with current statistics indicating that over 1/2 of all marriages, here it says 1/2. Now the word one sometimes can be replaced with the word a. So here you can say, with current statistics indicating that over a half of all marriages. That's also fine too, okay? So you have a half. Later in the book, we're going to talk about fractions, 1/3, 1/4, like that, okay? Now, page 122. This sentence is a little bit ironic, okay? Because it's talking about Harvard, and it has a terrible, terrible, terrible run-on sentence, okay? Now, first things first, 1636. We're going to say the 1636, okay? Now, the sentence here where it says, the Great and General Court of Massachusetts Bay Colony, and was named for its benefactor, John Harvard of Charleston, a young minister who, upon his death in 1638, left his library and half his estate to the new institution. The first sentence is 4 lines. It's way too long, okay? There's too many clauses in the sentence. This should be split up, okay? There should be a period somewhere and then talk about it. The other things to talk about here is the from and the to. From 9 to 18,000. Okay, all of this is just extra information, but here we say from 9 to 18. So often with from, you'll have to, you know, like our class is from 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock, or I will be away next month from the 5th to the 10th, like this, okay? So it's just from and to. You guys should be familiar with that by now. Okay, number 123, koi. They eat almost anything that is of. This would be, it's fine. The English is fine. There's nothing wrong with this grammar. But you can also say is made of. Animal or vegetable origin. This would make things a little bit clearer. Okay, made from. Okay, something that's from animals. Okay, and now the word score. Score is similar to the word dozen. Okay, dozen or the word decade. These have specific meaning, or twice. These are specific words that have meanings with numbers, okay? So a dozen D-O-Z-E-N. Dozen means 12. Score means 20. 20, okay, 20. Scores of countries. It means 20s and 20s of countries. Maybe 20, 40, 60, 80, something like that. It's just a fast way. It's not used very much anymore. Dozen is much better. Scores is kind of older English. If you look at Abraham Lincoln's most famous speech, okay, Abraham Lincoln's most famous speech starts and say 87 years ago. The meaning is 87. Okay, 87. So here's score. It just means 20, but it's definitely older English. We don't use this very much anymore. Okay. Good. 124. The only thing I want to talk about is say the Titanic. The Titanic. Saying Titanic is a little bit wrong. We say the Titanic. Okay. And we should also say live on in the memories of the survivors. Still live on in the memories. That would again make things clearer. Okay, be much clearer. As well. This has just some weird things. You see, those who perished. Those who perished would make things easier also. So if you are translating these, you might want to put these little words in there. It will make things a little bit more understanding who's doing the what. Okay. Good. Number 125 is just a speech by Lyndon Baines Johnson. The word toil is a little bit hard with toil and tears. Toil just means hard work. Okay, really hard work. Sometimes we say backbreaking work. Number 126, the word contented. Contented again is not used very much, but it means like happy or satisfied. Maybe satisfied is a good definition of the word contented. And the word keys. Love is a set of keys leading to happiness. You can also say love is a set of doors. It means the same thing here, okay? So the keys are opening the doors. But it means like there's a process towards it, okay? Number 127. Left-handedness is closely identified with mental illness. This means like the psychologist or the medical field, okay? Pretty soon we're going to have the word jargon. And we'll talk about it then, okay? Jargon. Now, number 128 has a mistake. Instead of the word complete, it should be the word compete. Compete with other entertainments. So no L. No L, okay? Infinitely. Infinitely means no end in time. Infinite, okay? And this, if you guys know Charlie Brown or Peanuts, the Peanuts, this was said by Charlie Brown, the guy who wrote Charlie Brown, Charles Schultz. Number 129 is a great poem. It's a very, very famous poem. And I took the one less traveled, and it has made all the difference. It's a very famous poem. Number 130 is very math. And again, there's lots of jargon in this, okay? Jargon means language that's specific to a study, okay? So this has jargon, math jargon, okay? Now here, the converse of Pythagorean theorem. The converse means the opposite, okay? And again, here's a little triangle for it, okay? Good. Number 131. Number 131, it's not really mistakes, but we never say this biology jargon. Endoplasmic reticulum. We never say that. We always say the endoplasmic reticulum, as well as the Golgi complex or the Golgi apparatus. We always say the, okay? Mitochondria, we do just say mitochondria with no the. It's a small point, but I don't like this book. Whoever wrote this book, I think, has some mistakes in it. So I just want to fix the mistakes. So there's perfect English in it, okay? Good. Now, number 132 has no mistakes, but I just want to point out something because 132, 139, and 144 has these words lay or lie, okay? So almost everybody in English gets these ones wrong. It's really, really difficult, okay? So for lie, past tense is lay and then lain, okay? And I wrote over here, no object. When we use the word lie, L-I-E, lay and lain, there's going to be no objects. You just say, I lay down and slept. Okay, I lay down. There's going to be no objects. Okay, this is something called an intransitive verb. But there's another word that's very similar. Lay, laid, laid. Okay, now lay, laid, laid needs an object. So you can say, I lay my head on the pillow and slept. Okay, but here we should say the word past tense, laid, L-A-I-D. Okay, now even more confusing because here it's lie with lay, and then here that's past tense, and the PP, the past participle, is lain. The present tense for the one that needs the object, the transitive verb, is lay, laid, laid. Okay, so but even more confusing is this has a second meaning. Okay, it means to tell a lie. Like if I say to you, I'm Tom Cruise's brother. It's not true. That's a lie, okay? Now that verb has the same spelling, L-I-E. L-I-E. But if you use that verb, we'll say Daryl lied to you. I am not Tom Cruise's brother, okay? That's L-I-E-D. So the beginning of that, L-I-E, is the same, okay? And lying, I am lying to you. L-Y-I-N-G. Okay, that's the same as well. But as soon as you go to the past tense, it's lied. Daryl lied to you. L-I-E-D. Or you say Daryl lay down. L-A-Y. Very confusing. Look in a grammar book. I love it. Okay, and then numbers 139 and 144 also use the same verb. So try to think about this. Okay, wrap your head around it. 133 is fine. Just remember this word inaugural. It means inaugurate. It means start something, okay? Very fancy word. We only use that for special situations. Number 134, rather A than B, okay? So we use rather with then, sometimes together, sometimes apart, okay? So here, rather than telling children what to think, give them time. So don't do this, do the other one. Rather than go to Hawaii, I went to Florida, like that. Okay, here's finally 135 is the word jargon. Jargon is specific words. So if I go to dinner with two friends and they're computer people who live and breathe on the computer, maybe they're talking the whole dinner and they're speaking English, but I do not understand them. Why? Because they're speaking computer jargon. Same thing if I go to dinner with my doctor friend or my insurance friend or lawyer friend or something like that. Okay, they all have specific jargon. Now, when I talk to you about transitive verbs and intransitive verbs, that's an English teacher's jargon. And this book has lots of jargon in it. Okay, so 130 is the math jargon. 131 is the science jargon. Okay. Okay, so on page 136, I just want to say here the 3 to 4 meters. Nobody would say 2 there. We say 3 to 4 meters. Ta, T-A, okay? 2 to 3 meters. Ta. It's just, we say it fast. As well, if you say it with a number 2, it gets confusing. Here's 2 to 3 meters. So if you read this proper way, you say 2 to 3 meters, but it's really difficult. So we would say 2 to 3 meters. And if you use the word ta, you're not confused with the 2. You people want to be translators of English. It's difficult, okay? Again, a grammar thing. This one has the word everyday, and it's an adjective, okay? Everyday. Now, there's no space there. Everyday. Okay, it's an adjective. It means like common or normal. Seeing people with cell phones, cell phones is an everyday thing. You go shopping, there. You're driving, there, bad person. Okay, this is an everyday thing. But if we say like, I phone my mom every day, you're saying each day. So if it has the word meaning it each day, then you have to have a separation there, okay? Every space day, every day, okay? Each day, every day, each day, okay? Good, you're doing well. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. 139. 139 has, he asked them in the meantime to read the 17th chapter. In the meantime here, it means you're going to wait, okay? So we say, I will phone you in 3 hours. In the meantime, please study, okay? Or maybe I'll phone my son and I'll say, I will be home in 20 minutes. In the meantime, clean the house. So it means from now, talking now, until that time, okay? So maybe my favorite baseball game, my baseball team is playing, and they're going to start in 45 minutes. And I'll say, oh, what can I do for 45 minutes? I'm waiting for my baseball game. Oh, in the meantime, I'll go running. Like I said, I'll go running and then come back and have a quick shower and watch my baseball game. Okay, so we say in the meantime. In the meantime. So between now and the other time. As well, this word has the word lie. Lie, okay? So this word has a lie, like he lied. The people who put up their hands lied. L-I-E-D. L-I-E-D. Okay? Now, starting with 140, there's a lot of easy translations, short sentences. Finally, some short sentences. So you can relax a little bit. 140, 141. If you are doing this course, probably these ones should translate a little bit easier, which is great, okay? 142, it's, again, not so hard. I just want to make sure you guys understand this. So before they said one half, you can also say a half. Same thing here, a fifth, or you say 1/5. Okay, you can say 1/5. Here, a and one is the same, okay? So here's a quarter and a third. Or you can say 1/3 or 1/4. Okay? So just try to remember these things. They mean the same. Okay? Yeah. Number 143 does have some kind of specific vocabulary. So they use the word larded. Lard usually means the word fat, okay? But not like, oh, that guy's lard. It means like real fat. Fat that people used to cook in. Now people cook usually with vegetable oil or something. But before they used to cook with lard, or they put lard in their baking and stuff like that, okay? But here it says that the companies were larded with bad debt, okay? Here the meaning is that these companies have too much. They're like a pig. They're too fat. They're too fat with something. This is a word that you see in business newspapers a lot, okay? Larded with debt. Okay, and then here, and the governments couldn't keep them afloat forever. It means that the companies had to go bankrupt. They're not floating anymore. They're sinking, and they're losing money, and maybe they'll have no money, going bankrupt. Okay. Now, 144. Again, it's not the hardest translation. This is from Harry Potter. Okay. Now, 144 has this word twang. It says his heart twanging like a giant elastic band. Twanging is a word that we use for guitar when you're playing the guitar, dong, and you pull the string. Not hit it like this. You're like pulling the string and letting go. That's twang like this, and it has the echo twang like this. So it's a specific verb that it puts in mind someone's guitar, like a guitar in your mind. Okay. So it's very specific, and it says twanging like a giant elastic band. So it kind of means his heart is just kind of like ding. Okay, he doesn't know what the letter is. Okay, he's like, oh my goodness, I have a letter for me, ding, like this. Okay, so his heart is jumping, twanging. Okay, that's fine. 145 is also Harry Potter. The word armed, it doesn't mean this arm. It means you have some sort of weapon. Anything is an arm. A knife, a gun, even baseball bat can be. You can say I'm armed with a baseball bat like this. Okay, number 146, medical terms, jargon. It is the word eavesdropped. It means someone's listening on a secret conversation. So like maybe my wife and my wife and her sister are talking over there about my birthday gift, and I'm listening like this because I'm very curious. I'm eavesdropping. I've never done that before, though. It's bad. Good. Number 147. It's kind of a weird thing to translate because you're in the middle of a conversation, okay? Here, when it says she didn't like the mountains, it's not talking about the girl who saw the picture, okay? This is a second girl, the wife, okay? And here, she didn't like the mountains. These are excuses the husband is saying to the girl in the restaurant about his wife, like why they don't get along, okay? So these are excuses. I think this is a bad husband. He's not being good with his wife, okay? Good. 148. It says lock the larder. Now, before we said the companies were larded with debt, okay? It meant fat. Now, larder, we have another word for larder. It's pantry room. Pantry. And this is a different thing. A pantry is a room. It's kind of like your fridge, but for dry food, okay? So crackers, cookies, maybe a bag of rice. We'll put this in your larder. But again, it's kind of Old English. Usually nowadays we say pantry. Like if I'm cooking with my wife and I'm like, where's the rice? She'll go, oh, it's in the pantry. No one says larder anymore. But the meaning didn't mean fat, where they would hang meat and stuff like that. Good, we're almost there. It's good. 149, it talks about an itinerary. It's kind of a fancy word. It means schedule or plan, okay? But not a verb. Plan can have a verb meaning, but here itinerary only has a noun meaning, okay? Number 150, it talks about a filly, which is just a young girl horse. And if you want to know the name of a young boy horse, you can say colt, okay? Or if it's just a young horse and you don't want to talk about boy or girl, then we say foal, F-O-A-L. English is fun. English can be very, very specific, especially animals, groups of animals, moving animals, all that kind of stuff. Anyways, if you have any problems, you can email me, you can talk to me. I'd love to help you. Good luck, book 3, okay? Later we'll talk about book 4. Bye-bye.